Yeah, man, what they do. Thank you for tapping in with Channel 31. You know I'm tapped in with my boy. So you know what we got going on. We back with another reaction. So let them know what we got going, brother.
Crime video. It look like we got a guy who killed his wife and kids after she bailed him out of jail for 10 bands, which is crazy.
Crazy. 10 bands ain't no little amount of money. Know this about to be a crazy one. Any thoughts on it before we start? Because I'm really kind of lost, so I don't know.
You know the titles be so vague.
So yeah.
I mean, no, not really. We can go ahead.
Only thing I get from this is that I think that maybe them not his kids, them her kids. That's the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could kind of take from the title, maybe. But we're going to see. So let us know what y'all think in the comments.
On the morning of December 11th, 2023, a man would visit his brother's apartment complex in Las Vegas to just check in on him. What he found instead was 5 bodies of a mother, his brother, and 3 children, all bloody with several gunshot wounds. Soon after, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police were called to the 7500 block of Oso Blanco Road, near Durango Drive, and soon confirmed that these were the bodies of a family. The woman was Shanara Patterson, a 34-year-old mother and her 3 children, aged 6 to 14, and the man was Marvin Patterson, their father. In a tragic twist, this entire family was gone in one night because of a man's selfish decision. This case forces us to question our own instincts, the people we allow into our lives, and how well we truly know them. Before we get into our story, we would love to extend our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Shanara Patterson. Also, we would like to take this crime case as a close reminder to everyone to be careful with who we trust. Born on December 10th, 1989 in Long Beach, California, Shanara Patterson, born on December, close reminder to everyone to be careful with who we trust. Born on December 10th, 1989 in Long Beach, California, Shanara Patterson, also called Nara by her friends and family, was a 34-year-old woman living in Las Vegas in the city of Nevada. She lived as a wife and the mother of 3 wonderful children, 14-year-old Keziah Cohn, who was born on October 6, 2009, 6-year-old Zamira Patterson, born on September 12, 2017, and 11-year-old Derek Jr., mostly known as DJ, who was born on December 6, 2012. Keziah was called Zaya, and Zamira was called Duty by family and friends. Her husband, Marvin Patterson, was her second partner, and only the father of 2 of her children, but despite that, the family seemed like a complete one. From the outside, they were a loving couple living a humble and happy life, often seen together in public and indoors making videos together. Generally, they had the perfect blended family. However, in a shocking discovery, this was not in fact the case at all. Shanara and Marvin Ray Patterson fell in love and tied the knot in Las Vegas in May 2019. They even created a wedding website for their guests to make reservations. In the Our Love Story section of the website, Shanara thanked God for sending her a partner who appreciated, loved her, and never belittled her. She goes on to mention that she would never take Marvin for granted. At this point, Shanara is very much in love with Marvin. That is why the couple had a grand wedding, because they wanted something that would stand out and express their love and commitment to one another. Her father walked her down the aisle where Shanara was seen wearing a beautiful gown. Unfortunately, her father passed shortly after the wedding, leaving her mother as her only parent. It is no surprise that Shanara now started seeking comfort and strength from her loving husband. who her father had last handed over to, as seen in the video. Although Shannara had 2 children already before meeting Marvin, it would seem as though they shared a common ground with family dynamics. Because Marvin had previously been married with 2 children as well, he had gotten a divorce in April 2019, a month before getting married to Shannara. Although details from that marriage are not clear, it did not stop him from being a father figure to Shannara's children. After some time, they soon had a baby of their own and became a family of 5. Although Las Vegas is primarily known for its gambling, shopping, fine dining, entertainment, and nightlife, Shannara made money in a different way. She was a cosmetologist who had amazing skills with hair care, especially when it came to braiding. She would also install wigs for customers, and her clients were notably women of color. One would say Shannara was a successful entrepreneur, and she was a very stylish young woman. She also looked amazing, from her makeup to her outfits, and especially her hairstyles. She always made sure she looked great. She also didn't take care of herself alone. Her kids always looked good too, whether it was at home or school. Not only did she pass her sense of great style to her children, but they also had her sweet, charismatic qualities. She was described by family and friends as sweet, kind, and selfless to everyone. Her daughter Keziah was funny and loved to draw, while Zamira Patterson was a generally sweet little girl. From all indications, it seemed as though Marvin was the best man for Shannara, because not only was he loving, but he was also good to his stepchildren. There were also no records of previous misconduct whatsoever to indicate he was a man to be wary about. You would think this family, just like many others, looked great from the outside, but one would soon discover the disturbing dark side hidden within this family. By the way, I post true crime and strange cases here weekly, so if that sounds like your kind of thing, please consider subscribing. It helps a lot. The dark side of Marvin Patterson began to surface in October 2022 when he was first arrested. The charges against him, as documented by the Clark County District Court, were serious crimes that involved 9 felony counts tied to offenses against children. These allegations included 5 counts of lewd acts with a child under the age of 14, 2 counts of assault on a minor under 16, 1 count of lewd conduct with a child under 16, and 1 count of first-degree kidnapping of a minor.
So we can already see this guy is a creep.
Yeah, a real creep. I don't even know how you get out on that.
Especially to have kids and to do that, this is crazy.
Case was very popular due to the gravity of the accusations and the age of the victims. The alleged incidents took place between 2013 and 2022. This is quite the shocker, especially because this same man had a 14-year-old stepdaughter living in the same house as he was. The people that Marvin assaulted are alleged to be girls of who had once lived in the apartment that he shared with Shannara and the kids. As expected, his disgusting behavior led him to jail. According to records from the Las Vegas Justice Court, his bail was initially set at $100,000 by a substitute judge with strict conditions attached, including surrendering his passport to prevent any attempts to flee, undergoing high-level electronic monitoring, and being prohibited from having any contact with minors under the age of 18. These measures were put in place to ensure both his appearance in courts and the safety of the community. However, Marvin did not have the $100,000 to pay bail, so he spent 2 months in jail awaiting his hearing. This was a man who had a family of 5. Obviously, he did not have $100,000 saved anywhere. At this point, Marvin was singing his innocence everywhere, so Brett Whipple, his attorney, filed a request to lower his client's bail. The request for a reasonable bail was presented to Judge Diana Sullivan, who was the real presiding judge over the case, on December 15, 2022. The motion argued that the initial $100,000 bail was unaffordable for Patterson, and that a reasonable bail along with release upon conditions would be much appreciated. He further claimed that Marvin wasn't a flight risk because he had submitted his passport, although it was never confirmed whether he did commit these crimes or not because he was late when court documents were first reviewed. The motion submitted by Marvin's legal team argued that there was little evidence from the state. They even said that the charges of kidnapping against Patterson had little supporting evidence. Additionally, several people testified about his character, including his brother, his wife, China, his former girlfriend, and his son. According to court records, his brother was present at the December 15th hearing to reduce his bail. These were all still an attempt to reduce the $100,000 bail to $10,000. Eventually, the judge reduced Patterson's bail to $10,000, even though the conditions of his release remained unchanged. Patterson managed to pay the bail and was released. He was placed under house arrest with a tracking device used to monitor his whereabouts. Now remember, he had a 14-year-old stepdaughter that meant he would have to live in a separate building from his current family. This was the worst decision that could have been made in this situation. What nobody knew, including Shanara and Marvin's brother, was that he was a monster who only a few months later would commit the most heinous crime against Shanara, his 3 children, and then himself. When Marvin arrived home, after paying $10,000 bail, he would find himself facing an increase in family expenses. Given that the average cost of a rented apartment in Las Vegas as of 2023 was $1,104 per month in some affordable areas, while other areas have much higher prices with an average rent around $1,472 per month. Now, in November, Shanara had been evicted from the home she had temporarily rented, so she moved back in with Marvin along with their kids. Since he was the man she loved and she believed in his innocence, she did not think Marvin was capable of inflicting harm on her, let alone the children. She did this completely ignoring the fact that the same man was on restrictions from being anywhere near children below 18 years old. Almost exactly a year after facing court on December 11th, 2023, a day after Shanara celebrated her birthday and turned 34, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department received a panic call from Marvin's brother Jason.
A warning, the following audio may be hard to hear.
They're all gone. I need the police. I don't know who it is to come.
You need police or medical?
I need medical. I hear one of the kids, they're breathing. They're trying to breathe.
Marvin Patterson's brother, frantic, around 10 a.m. December 11th. He says Marvin texted him, overwhelmed. Then he kicked down the apartment door to see the tragedy within.
I saw my nieces, his nephews. I think they're gone, and then he was in the bed with his wife, and they're deceased as well.
The property manager also calling police.
One of the children's gasping. They look like they've all been shot in the back of the head. The 2 adults are dead in the bed.
Okay. And do they have gunshot wounds too? Fire medical services.
Yes.
Okay. Do not hang up.
Gunshot wounds and blood coming out their ears.
He called to report the bloodied bodies he saw in Marvin's apartment. The night before the incident, Marvin had told his brother that he was getting evicted and his car was going to get repossessed. Jason had decided to check up on his brother the following day, only to find an extremely traumatizing image in front of him. Shanara, Zaya, Duty, DJ, and himself had all been shot by Marvin, who turned the gun on himself last. However, even with the panicking, he realized only DJ was breathing faintly, so he immediately called 911, requesting an ambulance and medical aid to save DJ. Sadly, Shanara and her daughters were pronounced dead immediately, but DJ was able to survive after being rushed to UMC, University Medical Center. DJ not only sustained physical injuries, but has been emotionally and mentally scarred due to this incident. This case leaves many questions and emotional trauma, leaving people to question why he wasn't kept in jail. What could have possibly prompted this murderous nature, and did anybody have any idea of the kind of man Marvin was before this incident? Marvin may have been feeling some signs of depression and frustration towards how his life was going, which may have been why he took it out on his family and on himself in the end. In the heat of the moment, many close relatives and friends of Shanara expressed their opinion, saying he should never have been let out of jail, implying that he should have remained there for the safety of not only the family, but for the general society at large. Several activists also criticized the judge who reduced his bail to only $10,000, stating that he would still be in jail if it was still $100,000.
We need to sit down and we need to have a conversation. We need to talk with Metro. We need to talk with the individuals that are working in the judicial system. We need to hold this judge accountable and understand why she did what she did, and how do we make sure that that does not happen again.
The truth is that many people came around to speak on his behalf to convince the judge that he was a good person. Jasmine Lee, who is the founder of a charity that provides support for murdered people of color, was shocked when she saw Marvin's charges. She called his release a slap in the face to victims. Demanding accountability from the court, she wondered why he was released when he was facing serious child abuse allegations. Marvin's case regarding the assault would have been taken to trial in April 2024, but in December 2023, he decided to take the lives of his wife, children, and himself. In an utterly disgusting manner, he did not spare anyone, even his biological daughter. Instead, he wanted his family to leave the world with him. The funeral of Shanara Patterson and her 2 daughters was a heart-wrenching event that brought together a grieving community in Las Vegas. The tragedy that claimed their lives left many in shock and mourning, with the funeral serving as a moment for loved ones to pay their respects and say their final goodbyes. The event was a blend of sorrow and reflection, with heartfelt tributes pouring in from those who knew them best.
It's sad.
It is bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all get the glimpse of it. No disrespect. RIP to everybody, but
I can't sit.
we're not gonna sit through it. Nah. RIP to mama. RIP mama.
Community members gathered to mourn. The atmosphere was heavy with grief, as those in attendance reflected on the lives of Shanara and her daughters. Loved ones spoke of Shanara's kindness and dedication as a mother.
I cherish every moment with you, even though it might not have been long. I wish you could have stayed with me, but God had other plans. I wish I could see those pretty smiles or just hold on to your hands. I had died for 14 years, just as goofy as can be, and duty just for 6, my little sweet, sweet twin babies. Just know that I adored you both, but heaven needed your pretty soul. So get your wings and fly away. I'll meet you at the heaven gate. A piece of my heart left with my dad. This one crushed my soul. Never in a million years I thought it hit so close to home. I gained 3 angels in one night. I feel empty, I feel numb, I feel alone. Just promise you'll stay with me and guide me through this storm. I love you all so dearly, and I'll keep your names alive. I love you, my 3 favorite people, Won't Live Nera, Doobie, and Zod.
Shanara's mother, Jamesetta Bernoudi, gave a tearful eulogy, expressing her disbelief at the tragedy. She spoke of her daughter's loving nature and her grandchildren's promising futures, and how none of this would have happened if Marvin was left in jail. To help with funeral expenses, food truck owner Isaiah Robinson, who said that he knew the family, created a fundraiser. He expressed that he just wanted to send the children off the right way. Jamesetta Bernoudi, along with other family members, expressed their deep gratitude for the outpouring of support. In a public statement, she said that they were overwhelmed by the kindness and generosity of everyone who has reached out to help during this time. In the aftermath of the tragedy, a GoFundMe campaign was launched by Derek Cox, a relative, to help cover the funeral expenses and DJ's medical care and ongoing therapy. Out of the $100,000 goal, only $5,119 has been raised at the time I recorded this story. I will leave a link to this page in the description section below. As the family navigates the aftermath of this loss, they do so with the knowledge that they are not alone. The community's response, as well as the outpouring of support at the funeral, provided a glimmer of hope in an otherwise dark time. Moving forward, while the funeral provided a moment of closure for many, the healing process is just beginning. Derek's recovery remains the primary focus for his surviving family members. The tragedy of Shanara Patterson and her daughters is one of the saddest stories we have covered because it was caused by someone they trusted deeply. Through this all, and the sheer wickedness of Marvin, he was not able to successfully kill his family as Derek survived against all odds. It is a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. What do you think? Could this case have been avoided if Marvin's $100,000 bail still remained? What could have happened to push Marvin into doing this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much once again for watching another video by Wednesday Crime. If you like the way we...
It wouldn't have happened if they wouldn't have came down there and persuaded the judge to lower it.
That's a fact.
The judge only did what y'all wanted.
What y'all wanted to do. It's not the judge's fault, bro. The judge would have left it at that.
Yep.
But I'm pretty sure the judge ain't even wanting him to get out.
They was pushing for that.
They was trying to stop him from getting out. That's why they said it at 100. Y'all was advocating for him being such a good man and this, that, and the third. And then y'all want to turn around and blame it on them. Y'all can't do that, bro. That's not how that works. Feel me?
Y'all wanted that.
R.I.P. I'm sad that it had to happen. And honestly, it's on the mom as well, Shanara. R.I.P. to you, but you seen them charges that bro had. I don't care what you gotta say.
You ain't even supposed to be in the facility.
You're not even supposed to. I understand maybe you being around him.
Not your kids.
But not the kids. Come on now. Like.
It was a lot of sloppy moves.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that shouldn't have been happening, man. I'm sorry for all the souls that was lost in this, though. You know what I'm saying? It really is a sad story. Let us know what y'all think about it, though. You know what I'm saying? What they could have did to prevent it. And, you know what I'm saying? Let us know who y'all feel is really at fault for all this happening. I know who at fault.
Yeah, me too.
You feel me? But, yeah, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. Show some love to the channel. And, you know.